We got a lot going on. We've got the hurricane hunters sampling what's happening in one tropical disturbance, and they're on their way for the first time to see what's happening with Tropical Storm Erin, the storm we've been telling you about all week here on Fox Weather. That's the brand new update, 60 miles per hour. Its intensity is unchanged. Its motion is unchanged, west at 17 miles per hour. Its minimum central pressure estimated at 998 millibars. That's 1 millibar down, but we know as the pressure drops, storms getting stronger. Inverse relationship, the winds go up. So a healthy look. Let's dig into what's happening right now with this new advisory from the National Hurricane Center. And you're looking at what's changed. And as I mentioned, not a lot outside of the pressure dropping just subtly, but it's these trends. These are the types of things that are important. That pressure has been dropping throughout the day today, an indicator that that area of low pressure is deepening. And this is a tropical storm that's getting stronger gradually. It's found itself into an environment that supports that, and that's increasingly going to be the case over the next 48 hours. So with that, you look at this satellite presentation, some of those whites and purples, pinks in through there, those are very cold cloud tops, tall, powerful thunderstorms close to its center of circulation. Those are some of the things you look for in a healthy tropical system, but there are also things that jump out as still holding this storm back, and it's the flatness of the northeastern quadrant of that. You can see how it flattens out in through here, where you have all this thunderstorm activity bubbling on up. That's some wind shear. There's an upper level high pressure just off to the north. You get a clockwise flow around that. If this plays nice, something like this. That's pushing on the storm and doing a couple things. It makes it lopsided. It doesn't have that vertically stacked, healthy structure that a tropical system looks to develop. And it's also still pushing in some of the dust, which isn't as abundant as it has been the last several days, but there's still some around. And that wind shear pushes that dry air and that dust into the circulation, stifles the thunderstorms a little bit. And you can see this with the wind flow, some of the hostile winds aloft. That's kind of what I was talking about with that high. You get a flow something like this, which is pushing on the storm. So better conditions than what this has been dealing with the last few days, but not perfect yet. It gets to a point here as we head through the next couple of days where things unfortunately get really healthy for Erin, and that's why the forecast is for this to become a hurricane, eventually a major. And it corresponds well with the sea surface temperatures, the fuel of a tropical system, that source of it, in through here. And now we've got sea surface temperatures that are in the middle 80s, eventually some upper 80s. And watch how the intensity of this storm responds to that. A hurricane, if not tonight, it'll be at some point tomorrow, Category 1, Friday evening. By Sunday evening, this is a major hurricane, a Cat 3, and it's still getting stronger. By Tuesday evening, we're talking about maximum sustained winds up to 125 miles per hour. So that's one aspect of it, the intensity, but the size of the storm is also growing. I actually want to look at that real quick in the latest update that just came in at 5 p.m. See if they've analyzed the wind field as any larger. No, it still extends out just 60 miles. So this is a small circulation for now, with tropical storm force winds that only extend out 60 miles as the crow flies from Erin's center. That is not a big storm, but it'll become one as we move forward through the next several days. This is what's new in the latest update coming in. A number of these entities, governments of these nations, these islands, Leeward Islands, we've got tropical storm watches that are up, and that will trigger the National Hurricane Center now. So we're going to get intermediate advisories coming in. So we'll get another one at 8 p.m. That could actually be an important one because of what we were talking about. The hurricane hunters are en route. They had pre-positioned. It was something we were talking about right here on Fox Weather Now yesterday, how they were moving their aircraft and some of their assets down to the Caribbean because it's a long flight from either Lakeland, Florida, or Biloxi, Mississippi. They were getting ready to get out and sample the storm, and they're doing that important work right now. They're on their way, and come the next couple of hours, we'll start to see some data coming in from inside the tropical system measured there, and it'll tell us a lot about the structure of this whole system and what it could do moving forward. So expect some updates as we move through the next several hours. This is the time to be ready, which we consider the earliest reasonable time where winds could reach tropical storm force levels. So just from a safety standpoint, great product the NHC puts out for these places, the Leeward Islands. It's by tomorrow evening, so that's why those watches are up. Even though the core of this is expected to pass off to the north, you could get some gusty squalls that move on through. And part of the story here, we talked about the storm that would be getting bigger, the wind field, the intensity coming up. That appears to be quite locked in. There are a lot of question marks still long term. This isn't one of them. All of the forecast models now bring this up to Category 3 major hurricane intensity. Some actually toe the line or reach Cat 4, which you should always be prepared for anyway, at least one category up than what the NHC forecast is predicting. This is Tuesday. So at that point, there is more spread. The most reasonable, or the consensus, the smart average thinking of forecast models would be somewhere maybe halfway between Outer Banks and Bermuda, that distance of 650 miles, maybe hugging a little bit closer to Bermuda.